The music in Attack on Titan is chaotic and glorious. Check it out. This is super cool. We have this little intro line. And then we have what is honestly a pretty simple melody. But we use some really simple chord changes and an incredible key change to make this sound absolutely iconic. Check it out. Our first chord, very simply, C sharp minor. And when we look at the notes in this melody, those are pulled straight out of the C sharp minor scale. Now I want you to notice something very interesting about these notes from this scale paired with this chord. So we have, those are just out of that scale. But watch what happens when we play it again. We go to our second chord, which is A major 7. It's a beautiful sound. It gives that epic kind of, which remember, we've talked about that motion. Flat 6, flat 7, 1, being very commonly used in a lot of different anime. And so functionally, that's basically what this is. So we have this melody line. And then when we change our chord, we just play it again. Look at what it means for the scale, right? So we said, that's just coming straight out of the C sharp natural minor scale. Now when we move to our A major 7th chord, if we keep the exact same notes that we just played, but start it from A now, we wind up with A Lydian. And so the natural minor in C sharp is the exact same thing as Lydian in A, which is why when we have this line, we can just play it again because all those notes work for both chords. Now, that is cool in and of itself, but watch what happens when we change key. Here we go. Check that out. We literally do the exact same thing again, only instead of C sharp minor to A major, we're gonna keep that same relationship, right? Which is a major 3rd down, right? And we're gonna do that now, but we're gonna do it up a minor 3rd. Stay with me here. So the next place we're gonna go is E minor. It's the exact same melody. We haven't changed anything. And we use the same relationship, go down a major 3rd to C major 7, play the same line again. And again, we have the same relationship with the scales as well. E minor, E natural minor. If we start that exact same scale from C, we wind up with C Lydian, right? 1, 2, 3, sharp 4. So we're doing the same thing again. Right? And I think it changes a little bit there because it winds up bringing us back to a different place yet again. Woo! Hold on. Where are we going? There. Whoa, wow, that's where we ended up. Okay. Woo! So we went little different here. So we've moved now to A flat minor, which we're trading back and forth with E major 7. Now this, again, is the same relationship that we started with. C sharp minor to A major, and then we changed to E minor down to C major 7. And now we're just on A flat minor to E minor, or I guess technically, would that be G sharp minor? I guess it's G sharp minor. right? But here's the thing about these relationships. When you move a minor chord down a major third, right? So E to C, or C sharp to A, or G sharp to E. Those are major thirds down, right? When we make that movement and we keep the first chord is minor and the second chord is major, it's interesting because it's like almost the exact same chord. Watch what happens if I just play G sharp minor. I'm not gonna change anything in my right hand. And right now, when we're on G sharp, we have 1, minor 3, 5, and I'm just playing 1 again, right? Now watch what happens. I'm gonna change the root to E major 7. Doesn't that sound so sick? Now, look at what my notes have become in my right hand. I haven't changed them at all, but now, when we're on E major, they have a different function. This G sharp, rather than being the root, is now the third. The B is now the fifth. The D sharp is now the major 7th. And then we repeat the third again up top. So we've gone from it in G sharp being 1, minor 3, 5, 1, and now it's 3, 5, major 7, 3. And that's how we basically have the exact same chord, but when we change the root, all the notes change their functionality. That's one of the beautiful parts about harmony like this, and one of the reasons why the scales can be the same, the melodies can be the same, and we get this epic sounding saga thing where it's like, that is such a cool little interlude line. And now here we are in G sharp minor. Wow, that's cool. So we've just been sitting on G sharp minor to E major 7, right? And then we have this, finally, we move out of it. We're gonna stay here on E major 7. We get D sharp, which is kind of like a 5 chord. Like if we were going back here, it's a 5, 5, 1, right? So we have, that's kind of what we'd expect to hear. That's super cool. Check this out. So we have our E major 7, our 5 chord. It resolves to the minor 1, to G sharp minor. But we're gonna do this really cool walk-up thing. Watch this. G sharp minor, F sharp major over its third. We're gonna come back to this. B major, and then we have G sharp major over its third, bringing us to C sharp minor. Let's talk about what all that means. Our main goal with this line, we want a consistent bass line. That's what we're designing all of our chords around for this little section. So we start here, and now we want to have certain chord movements. Those chord movements are essentially going to be as follows. G sharp minor, F sharp major. This is functioning as a 5 chord right now because we're gonna go like a 5-1. So it's functioning as this setup for the upcoming B major chord. And now we're gonna do the same thing again with G sharp major, which is gonna function as a 5 chord for C sharp minor. Hear how each of those 5-1 resolutions is very compelling. We have, that sounds like a completion. That sounds like we're done. And then again, we have the same thing here. They lead together very well. But here's the thing. If I play all of those chords in their root positions, look at where our bass note is going. I'm gonna play the roots in octaves in my left hand so you can see the direction. All right, watch this. And you can split the octaves up however you want. I could play it like, you know, and so theoretically, that's a pattern that we could imagine continuing. We go like this. We could just keep on going. It's all just just 5 1 5 1 5 1 5 1. But if we want to make our bass line move in one direction and move consistently, we have to change the notes that we're actually playing. So we start here, and we know we want to end up here. We want to get there, but we're starting here. So what can we use? How can we get there? Well, based on the number of chords that we know we have, we can go. That's the perfect number of notes to get us from one place to the next. And the question is, how does each of those notes work into the chords that we decided we're going to play? These chords. Those are the 5 chords, and these are the 5 notes. And so, very simply, we just say, okay, well, that's the root, and then we have this chord, but we want that on the bottom. Well, that works out fine because it's just the major third. So that's okay. And then we have, that works because it's just the root of B. And then the C is the major third of G sharp. And that brings us to our root on the bottom of our C sharp minor. That's how we wind up with this nice motion. And you can hear how it perfectly works into the theme. Check that out. If I play just the chords without worrying about that ascending bass line, just playing with their roots, it's still gonna sound like it fits perfectly fine. Listen. Once we hit our C sharp minor, we've kind of entered ourselves into a new key. Because now we're working with the A major 7 again. Do we play it? Woo! That final key change is the same exact thing. We've just now taken our pattern where we started C sharp minor to A, and then we go up a minor third. Now we do the same thing up a minor third. And all we're gonna do now is we're gonna go up another minor third. There we go. There we go. And here's the cool part, with a pattern like this, you can literally just keep it going. Like, watch this. Ah! And then we go one more. We're back where we started. We're back on C sharp minor. But the cool thing about minor thirds is, like, when we got back there, did it sound like the beginning again? It kind of didn't, right? Because by moving in minor thirds, it just creates this... Our ears almost get used to the new place, right? We're like, oh yeah, that sounds like it works. And then we go again. And we're like, whoa! And then for a second, we're like, yeah, that works. And then we do it again. Woo! And our ears are like, I don't know where we are now, but okay, I'm making sense of it. And then when we go again, it feels like just the next progression, and it almost doesn't even feel like we're back to the beginning. That is so much harmonic content packed into 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's just outrageous. There's so much great music in Attack on Titan. I could easily make like 4 more videos just going through different parts of the soundtrack. But I want to know what your favorite parts are in the comments down below. Don't forget to pick up the completely free instant piano guide in the description down below. It's a mini course I made. It teaches you how to play some really cool, beautiful things without knowing any piano, any reading music, anything else. It's just meant to get you started, and it has some really insanely cool backing tracks that are pretty epic. So check that out at the link in the description down below. It's totally free. Start playing some epic stuff for yourself. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.